your habits is a predictor of the future. You show me your habits and I could probably tell you where you'll be in the next 5 years. It took me 10 years and one conversation to learn something that I'm going to share with you. If I had known these things sooner, I would have been able to save myself time, energy, stress, and doubt. But you don't have to make the same mistake that I did. It doesn't have to take you 10 years to realize this. If you can stick with me to the end of this video, I guarantee that you'll walk away with a mindset shift that will completely change your life forever. Because let's be real, no one in this world is lacking information, not with Google. If you want a tutorial, if you want a how-to, anything that you want is at your fingertips. There's a million self-improvement books that you can read as well. And yet, millions of people still feel stuck every single day. But why is that? It's because real change doesn't just come from knowing. Real change comes from understanding and applying it to your life. But once I finally got it, everything in my life changed. This brings me to this conversation that I had with this gentleman. And working in healthcare, I've worked with people that are young and people that are older and near end of life. And this conversation that I had happened to take place with a person that was near end of life. And he told me 3 things that he regretted. And I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to share it. He said he regretted working so hard for someone else, but barely working for himself. He said he also regretted constantly waiting for the right time, because now he was a quote old man and there was no more time left. Then he said, I wish I would have just lived my life the way that I wanted to live. And those 3 things hit home for me personally. Most people spend years searching for shortcuts to get to where they want to go. They look for one thing that they can do that's going to make all the difference. They think that if they find the right job, the right situation, the right strategy, that somehow everything is going to fall into place. And that's simply not true. The truth is that it's not just one thing. It's a combination of many things, many powerful things that if you do them together, it will change your life forever. Your habits is a predictor of the future. You show me your habits and I could probably tell you where you'll be in the next 5 years. I personally used to look at people that was where I wanted to be, super successful people, and think that they had some sort of magic sauce, some sort of secret that they were holding or gatekeeping. Or I used to think, well, they're just naturally talented. They're just naturally comfortable in front of the camera. They just naturally have that je ne sais quoi that people just automatically want to navigate towards. But then I started looking at all the big YouTubers. I started looking at even the smaller content creators. And here's what I found. It's not that they were necessarily smarter. It's not that they knew how to work a camera better. It's not that they did anything better or even worked harder. They made fewer excuses. They understood a few key truths that I'm about to share with you right now. Clarity will always beat motivation. On a day-to-day basis, you're not always going to be motivated. Motivation is a temporary feeling and it'll come in waves. If you solely rely on just your motivation, you're in for a mistake. I wasn't necessarily motivated to get on YouTube or to record, but I had this goal in mind, and that clarity of the goal that I had has always beat out any type of motivation that I needed. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I knew exactly why. What I wanted and my why always beat out any type of motivation that I can get from external factors. When you have a clear vision of your goals, motivation does not matter. When you have clarity, every single decision that you make becomes 10 times easier. You stop wasting your energy on things that don't matter. When you wake up, instead of, senselessly scrolling, you have this goal, you have this picture in mind, this vision, and you can't wait to get started on it. And here's how you do it. Write down your 3 top priorities. Not 10 things, not 20 things, just 3. And then ask yourself, out of those 3, if you can only achieve 1, what would you do? Whatever that answer is, that's exactly where you want to focus. And every single morning that you wake up, remind yourself of that goal. For whatever reason, your actions don't align with that goal, then adjust it. When you achieve that level of clarity, you will not need motivation. You just need to follow through. The second thing you need to know is that imperfect progress is better than no progress at all. It doesn't have to look good. It's going to be messy. You tell me one person that is successful that had success the entire time, and I'll tell you that you're not being truthful. You're not being truthful with yourself, and you're not being truthful about the situation. The beginning is always messy, and you really only have 2 choices. You can have it easy in the beginning, and then it's going to be hard in the end. Or you can have it harder in the beginning, the messy beginning, and then as you continue to learn and move forward, you'll notice that it'll get easier. I used to have an all or nothing mindset, and that mindset limited my ability to actually do the thing. I used to say I needed for things to be perfect. I couldn't move forward unless I knew that I had the perfect lighting, the perfect camera, the perfect this, the perfect that. But 80% of something that's done is better than nothing at all. Every expert in any field was once a beginner. The people who succeed aren't perfect. They're just the ones that continue to go through the mess. They just continue to move forward no matter how messy it gets. And how you apply this is you start with consistency. The one thing that you picked, you want to just start. Do it. And adjust as you go. If along the way something feels a bit overwhelming, then guess what? Go back to the drawing table and maybe scale back just a little bit, but still keep moving. Repeat to yourself that done is always better than perfect. And as you gain momentum, you'll gain motivation. And the more and more and more that you do it, the more confident you'll notice yourself becoming. And the third and final thing is right now is the right time. We sometimes fool ourselves into thinking that we have to wait for the perfect time, but that's not true. Right now is the perfect time. You'll never truly feel ready. That's not the point. The point isn't for you to feel ready. It's for you to take action. Whatever it is that you want to do. If you don't start, then how are you going to know? And the truth is that later is just an excuse. Your life is no busier than anybody else. Everybody has a busy life. Everybody has challenges. There'll never be a perfect time to start. But the only time that you do have control over is right now. Think of it like this. A year from now, you'll wish that you started doing the thing that you wanted to do. Because guess what? Time is gonna go by no matter what. Time waits for no one. And the last thing that you wanna do is be sitting on your deathbed full of regret that you didn't do the thing that you wanted to do, or that your life wasn't fulfilled the way that you want it to be fulfilled. You'll look back on this day a year from now, and you'll either see one or two things. You'll see progress or you'll see regret. I know that there's a lot of people that want to be creators and a lot of people that go into this analysis paralysis. And just pick up the camera to those people and just record. No, it's not going to be pretty. It's definitely going to be messy. But record, and each time that you record, try to get better. Each time that you pick up the camera, try to get better. Stop saying one day and say day one. today is day one. Even if you record a video and you never post it for the world to see, at least you're starting to do something. At least you're taking action. Give yourself a deadline. Tell yourself that in 2 days' time, you're going to post your first video. And that's just for people that want to be content creators. But just in life, give yourself a deadline. Work hard towards that deadline. Take action to meet that deadline. And whenever you find yourself saying, oh, I'll just wait and do it, stop yourself right then and there and say, I'll just do it now. Because tomorrow's not promised. And one day, you're going to turn around and look, and you're going to ask yourself, did I do everything that I really wanted to do when I had the ability to do it? Did I live the life that I wanted to live? Did I work just as hard for myself and the things that I wanted to do as I did for someone else? The bottom line is, perfection is just an illusion. And the more that you chase it, the more that you'll delay your dreams. Now, I want to challenge you to drop a comment on one thing that you've been putting off because you're waiting for the right time. And then I want you to take action on that one thing, whatever it is. And if this message resonated with you, don't just leave inspired. Take action, take control of your life. And if you'll hit that like button, share this with anyone that you think it would help, and also subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. See you in the next video. Peace.